Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in with me. You'll have to excuse my ashy knuckles. I wash my hands a million times a day. It's just this thing that I have, so sometimes you may see that I have ashy hands and I'll be trying to put some lotion on them, but don't mind me. This is a part of the getting ready process. So what I'm actually using today on my eyelids is the primer by Juvia's Place, of course. So I'm just dabbing that in to make sure that it's nice and even, not very thick, and so that I can get a good eyeshadow application. One thing that is important to note is that I already have foundation on my face because I started to do another look, but unfortunately I didn't like it, so I wiped it off and I'm starting over. So I'm using this palette, which I'll tag at the bottom. It is by Juvia's Place, of course, and I'm taking this very nice brownish orangey shade, which actually matches my dress that I'm wearing. And I'm going to begin to smooth that over my eyelids. So go ahead and watch as I apply these different colors. Okay, so next color is a very deep brown shade that I'm going to use on the outer corner of my eye and kind of toward the center. This is going to help to be just a very sultry addition to this look. I don't even know what to call it, but to be honest, I love it. I think it's so pretty. You can pretty much wear it out to anything that is, any event that's not formal or I want to say in an office setting. Like, I wouldn't wear it to work. I guess you could use it in a formal setting, but I wouldn't wear it to work. Okay, so as you can see, this is a very stark contrast, meaning that the colors are very different. So you have to make sure you kind of buff it out and blend really well so that things look seamless. You don't want any lines that are stark and just showing how it goes from one color to the other, like boom, boom. No, you don't want that. You want it to look blended and for it to have this sort of ombre effect. Hey everyone, I also wanted to say that the music in this video was personalized just for me by a friend of mine. His name is Blackout, and you can find his information down below in the description box. I sent him a couple of ideas of the feel that I was going for, and this is the creation. So if you'd like to check him out, please check down below and follow him on Instagram and YouTube. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is apply a little bit of primer to the inner corner of my eye with this flat concealer brush, just so that it is applied properly and that I have more control over where it's going. So after that, I'm going to have to blend it out. Okay, so I'm going to take this concealer brush or a blending brush, and I'm going to gently kind of pat that primer out and make it smooth. As you can see, it actually looks like a pretty eyeshadow, but I'm going to go over top of this with a very light shade just so that the inner corner of my eye can pop. And I'm blending that really good just so that the color can stick and that there's no creasing situation going on. So I'm just patting that in, and I'm going to do the same to the other side, of course. So you'll see me staring at the camera, just trying to make sure that everything looks, I guess, even on both sides. And here's my favorite part, applying eyeliner. And honestly, this is not one of my favorite things. I hope you can tell I was being sarcastic. And yep, the look of frustration. So now I have to figure out a way to fix that, which is kind of what made me upset. But again, makeup is art. Take your time. And instead of trying to wipe everything off, especially if you are pressed for time, you want to try to figure out the best way you can fix your mistakes versus starting over. Because fixing the mistake may save you more time than just starting over. Okay, so I don't like that my foundation is starting to crease, but it's okay because I'm going to go ahead and blend it out. So I'm taking this brush, and I was a little bit confused. I was like, was this the color that I used on my on my brow bone? But it was right. So I'm just going to go ahead over that orangey brown part and kind of blend that in a little bit more. You can't go wrong by blending, but you can do too much blending, which can make your colors start to look a little bit muddy. So now I'm going in with concealer to kind of brighten up my under eye, my nose, and my forehead and chin. So of course I'm going to go ahead and blend this before adding setting powder. And I like to keep my concealer a little bit bright. I like the brightness, especially if I'm using eyeshadows and the contour that obviously is dark, on the darker side. It just has a nice pop when the concealer is really bright. setting my contour with this kind of thin makeup brush, and I'm going to apply that down the center of or the sides of my nose to accentuate my nose bridge. And of course I'm going to take that across the top of my forehead and into my cheekbones so that I have a defined features. As you can see, at the start of the video, my face kind of looked flat without definition, and the contour will add definition to my face so that you can see the different aspects of my bone structure. And that's what you want to do with makeup. You're highlighting your features. I understand that we don't want to look too different and stray from what we actually look like without makeup on, but to be honest, the moment that you apply foundation or concealer, you're going to look different, period. Everyone's facial features are different, and some people will look exactly the same with makeup and without makeup, and other people will look like a little bit more glamorous or a little bit more different. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to look the same as if you didn't have makeup on all the time because of the different techniques that are used. So don't feel intimidated or reluctant to use makeup because you feel like you might look really different. You're going to look different, period. So you can see at the top of my forehead there's a kind of a line in the middle where it's darker at the top and lighter at the bottom, but with proper blending techniques, you're going to see that that's going to fade. And also when I apply the setting spray, it's going to fade also. So a lot of the issues will be handled with adding setting spray as well. You'll see that in the end. So of course I'm using the Coty airspun setting powder. I like the setting powder because it adds this spectacular brightness over my face, and I'm not sure if it leaves a flashback. I think it does leave flashback, but honestly, I'm not too against the flashback. I like how it looks sometimes if it's done right. Okay, so I'm going to let the airspun setting powder sit for a minute and kind of absorb any excess oil so that I don't end up looking shiny. That is the purpose of setting powder, that we don't look shiny as the day goes on. Also, I'm going to use the finishing powder by Black Radiance, I believe it is. And what that's going to do is mattify my face further in those areas where the setting powder has not been applied. So I like these different color browns and neutral tones. So I decided to apply this lipstick by Believe Beauty. Got it from Dollar General. Nothing wrong with that, because if they are selling it, I might just buy it, you know? I like this lipstick because it is a matte finish. It's not shiny. Although it does look shiny here, it's going to take some time to dry down. So instead of using my go-to pink lipsticks, which I love, I'm going to go with the neutral brown and kind of smooth that in over the lip liner. Another thing about lipstick is if you have a lipstick that is almost similar to your skin complexion, I find that is not very flattering, because it's like there's no difference between, or a line of separation between your flesh tone and the lipstick. So I actually did not use this lipstick a whole lot, but I've applied it with this liner and I totally love the look, and I think that, again, if you have a lipstick that is similar to your skin complexion, just use a dark liner and that should clear up any issues. What's important to note is that I took that same brush that I used the finishing powder, and I swiped it over, or whatever's left on the brush, I used that over the setting powder to kind of tone down the brightness of the setting powder. And I decided to fix my hair just a little bit because it was looking a little unruly. So here I'm applying my mascara. I'm not using false lashes today. I do like false lashes, but I feel like because my natural lashes are rather long, I'd rather 9 times out of 10 accentuate those than using the falsies. But however you like to do it is fine as well. If I was actually going out somewhere, then I would have applied a nice lash. But I wasn't really going anywhere. I just wanted to do my makeup. Makeup is therapy for me. I love doing it. I just feel like I'm pushing the bounds, being creative. So it's one of my passions in life. So hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, please feel free to comment. Let me know if you've tried the looks, and communicate with me. Let's have a conversation. And also, you'll see me modeling my looks for myself in the camera. But that's because I feel pretty. So yeah, girl. Ooh, child, I have not gotten around to buying that fan yet. It's just not high on my list of priorities. I have to go to Amazon and see what I can find. But yeah, your girl is using a piece of mail to dry down the setting spray. I actually drowned myself in it because I wanted the look to stick and stay. So don't, just be generous with the setting spray, because you want it to do what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make your makeup just melt and blend together. So that each layer that you've applied is kind of in contact with each other. It's going to make everything stick and stay together. So setting spray sets the makeup so that it doesn't separate throughout the day. You don't have any wrinkles and lines due to makeup. So find one that you think is best for your skin. I love a matte finish in the wintertime, and in the summertime I like a kind of a glow. But because my skin is kind of on an oilier side, which is fine, I'll use a matte spray anyway. Or sometimes I'll use a dewy one. Sometimes. It depends on where I'm going, to be honest with you. So I'm just doing my final touches with a little bit of highlighter. I'll link it down below. Yes, so this is the final look. I'm so happy with it. I love it. I think it matches what I have on. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you'll share and go ahead and comment. Let me know if you have tried this look yet, and stay in contact. Thank you so much. See you next time.